Let's get into how to create this tumbler birthday bouquet. Let's go. So we are going to start off with using this 20-ounce skinny tumbler I got from PYDLife, this HTVRONT heat resistant tape, and we're using Asub for the sublimation paper, and I do use Hippo ink. I have a 2880 eco tank that I converted to a sublimation. That is the printer I use. So I'm just going ahead and cutting off this residual, and I did do a 9.4 by 8, but this is not a full wrap. I did not create or design this to be a full wrap, so I'm not really worried about it touching and meeting and being perfectly lined up. Right now, all I'm worried about is that the Genesis, the name of my niece on top, is going to sit appropriately. I just don't want it going too far to the top, and I don't want the bottom of the design going too far to the bottom. So that's what I made sure to line up. So now what I'm doing is I'm really excessive about the tape. Like, the amount of tape I use is probably not necessary, but I'm always just super paranoid, and I just want to make sure everything is adhered down and that it is completely closed in, so that because I am one of the fortunate ones, knock on wood, prayerfully, it keeps going, where I do not get a lot of ghosting. I think, and I owe it to the way I wrap my tumblers. So that is just what I'm doing now, just being very careful. And I'm wrapping it in some butcher paper. And when I place the tape right here, I do use this as like a marking point. And I'll explain in a second. Because I'm using the HTVRONT Auto Tumbler Heat Press at 365 for 50 seconds. So this, when I say it's my reference point, is that is where once the first thing is done, I'm going to flip it so that tape is at the bottom. So now what I'm doing is taking this practice tumbler, and I'm taking this foam, and I'm just going to kind of cut it, like press it in so that I get this little circular line, because you can use just a foam cutter to do it, and I did not have one. So I was like, okay, let me just keep pressing it until it gets in there like so. And you can see I'm literally just putting it and pressing this baby down so that this is the end result that I get. Now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of pressing just to make sure it'll fit, and this is the end result that I'm going to want on the original tumbler. You do not have to do it that way. You can do the foam on the tumbler you're actually going to use, but I did not want to take that risk, so I just did a practice one before taking it out. So now what I'm doing is unwrapping this, and you guys, look. So cute. And again, I got this design off Etsy, and it turned out so perfectly. I love the colors. The Hippo ink is just great colors, and I do love Asub sublimation paper. So now I'm taking that foam that I did in my practice one and putting it in the one I'm actually going to use, but I didn't put it all the way down. It's actually sitting pretty high at the top, so just in case she wants to use this one, she can just go ahead and take the floral arrangement out. So I'm taking these Dollar Tree flowers that I got just from the Dollar Tree, and I am just kind of putting them in place. I'm cutting them first so that I can position them how I want them to sit inside of the bouquet. And again, I am not a florist, so do not come for me. I am just doing it the way I think is best. And I did want to make sure that I use the colors of the flowers match the colors of the tumbler I use. So I did know what I was going to do before picking out the colors of the flowers, so that it has some kind of organization. And you can leave it right here if you want, but I'm going to go ahead and tie this birthday balloon in, and I already had these little balloon sticks already from a previous design. So I'm just wrapping the string around it before cutting it. But again, it was sitting still a little too high for that higher than I wanted it to. So I cut it again, and this is kind of the height I wanted at, but I need to secure it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and tape it down. That's all I'm doing, is I'm taking it down to the pole so that it is way more sturdy. And I'm just kind of positioning it over, and there you go. After adding some pocket change, you have your birthday bouquet. As always, hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you on the next video.